Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Prophet Isa said to Ruqayyah in a dream that Allah showed her, I will come to stop the evil of Ad-dajjal and his followers. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This dream occurred 2 days ago, May 24th, 2025. I was in a garden beside the paradise of Isa. I was all alone and I was under the Thuba tree, a tall and lush tree. I was picking the flowers that had fallen, observing their colors. There were other colors too. I saw its fruits that had fallen, and I gathered them as well. I wanted to eat the fruit of Thuba, and I asked permission from Allah. Allah answered through the inner inspiration of the heart. In the dream He showed me. I felt guilty if I were to eat it, because Isa Ibn Maryam once forbade me. Which one should I follow, since Allah has permitted me? I thought just because it is permitted, does it mean it must be eaten immediately? I saw the fruit was slightly elongated. I saw Isa coming and he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ya Ruqayyah. And I replied to his greeting. He said, do not eat the fruit, even though Allah has allowed you. It will not be a sign for you not to eat it. Wait for me to bring it to you later. And I nodded and placed the fruit back in its place, and I only wanted the flowers. Isa said, Oh Ruqayyah, I want to take you to a place. And we went. I sat on the usual vehicle. Isa looked at the scenery and smiled. I looked at his face and noticed he had dimples when he smiled a little. He looked at me and said, do you know where we are going? I shook my head. I don't know. Isa Ibn Maryam pointed at a beautiful waterfall, like it poured down from the sky, and vast gardens. We arrived at a huge building, very large, with a spacious garden. We got off, and I saw Prophet Ibrahim and his wife, and children playing and running. I saw a child playing. We greeted one another and walked together toward the child. Isa picked him up and invited him to play. Lady Hajar said, Oh Ruqayyah, have you forgotten this baby? I shook my head. I remember this child. I said, I remember him. Lady Hajar said, he is a child and quiet child. I asked, is this child real already? Lady Hajar nodded. Yes, he is a child who will be one day on the earth. Didn't you say he is a child of paradise? Allah truly gave you your child of paradise, just as you said in the world, and you named him. I was amazed. Allah truly gave him to me, even though I had only spoken about it 15 years ago. Then I excused myself to join Isa and the child. I took him to a vast garden, and we held his hand. We went to look around the lake. Isa carried him. He was in Isa's arms and looked at me over Isa's shoulder. I saw his face. They were very close. We said goodbye and brought him to another place, and I saw we were going toward Khidr. We passed valleys as usual. I saw Khidr in front of his house with the same scenery. Khidr welcomed us and smiled at the child. He greeted us and we replied. He looked at the child's face and appeared sad. I said, what is it, O Prophet of Allah? Prophet Khidr smiled again and said, indeed your child is very beautiful, and he became sad again. Isa took the child to play and looked over the valley. We stood facing it. Isa said, will this place be visited by Ad-dajjal one day, O Khidr? And Prophet Khidr replied, even this place will be reached by Iblis Ad-dajjal. I said, is Ad-dajjal someone you know, O Prophet of Allah? Prophet Khidr answered, Ad-dajjal will come at the end of the world, and everyone will recognize him. But before he becomes Ad-dajjal, he will gather his followers, and there are so many, O Ruqayyah. All who do not respond to Allah's call will follow him. Prophet Khidr invited me to sit on a bench in front of his house, and there was a wooden table. Prophet Khidr said, write my message, O Ruqayyah, and I wrote it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Do not harbor envy, even as small as a speck. When you hear the message of Allah, it is enough for you to obey Allah just as your Prophet Muhammad obeyed. The message of Allah will not harm you. Don't you know how our forefather Adam was? If Adam had not disobeyed Allah, we would still be in Allah's paradise. But all happened because of envy. If Iblis had not been envious and arrogant, he would not have led Adam astray, and he planned to mislead Adam and Hawa. That is how Iblis always works, to distance you from Allah. Look at your scholars who say this is the end of time. When the message of Allah has come, there is no more doubt except to walk the path of your last prophet Muhammad. Muhammad followed all the calls of Allah, obeyed Allah, and never once ignored a single call. And Muhammad is the exemplary model for the people. Oh Ruqayyah, Allah is sufficient for you. When they do not listen, Allah is sufficient for you. You are on way to deliver, and do not act as though you can make them believe. Just deliver the message of Allah. Truly, you do not know what will happen next. When the door of Allah's giving closes, it is enough for you to return it to Allah. Everything has a limit, and you will reach that time. And Khidr poured water into a glass. I saw him like a chef, pouring water from high and giving it to us. The child drank too. Prophet Khidr prepared a pouch for me and said, "Deliver my message to your sister Kulsum." And I saw a white flower in that pouch. The pouch was made of cloth. I am not sure exactly, but it was shaped like a brown drawstring cone. I ran and played with the child, and he was very happy. Isa said goodbye, and we left, returning the child to the paradise of Ibrahim. We left, and he was carried by Lady Hajar, waving his hand. We had arrived at my home, and I saw the back garden. Isa stood by the pool, looking from about 4 meters away. Isa said, "If you come at any time, I will take you to the prophets of Allah." And I nodded. I entered my house and went to my room. Are the things I kept still there? And I saw everything still there. I touched them. "Can I take these?" I saw Isa standing at the wide door at the usual place where he looked, pointing toward Palestine, as if Masjid al-Aqsa appeared before us at the end of it. Isa said, "I will come to stop the evil of Ad-dajjal and his followers. أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. آمين. يا الله يا رب يا سميع يا بصير. الحمد لله."